They say not every bad choice starts with a yes. Sometimes it starts with silence, with the fear of losing the people you call friends. And for Elijah, that silence cost him everything. Hi family, I am Remilekun Idowu and welcome back to our storytelling corner where real life lessons meet suspense, reflection and hope. To my returning family, welcome back. You know that you're the heartbeat of this channel. And to my new viewers, I can assure you that you're in for a powerful story today. Before we dive in, don't forget that you can watch my previous stories by clicking right here at the top of your screen. Trust me, they would have you thinking for days. And while you're here, make sure you hit subscribe, tap the like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment so I know you're watching. Today's story is a true story about Elijah, a boy who never said yes to crime, but never said no either. Let's dive in. Elijah was born in London to Nigerian immigrant parents. His dad worked night shift as a security guard. His mom, a nurse who pulled 60-hour weeks, sometimes more. They weren't rich, but their home was clean, safe, and structured. They didn't do designer trainers, but Elijah never lacked the essentials. Everything he needed, he got, except for his parents' presence. Dinner was quiet. Sometimes he ate alone. Hugs were rare. Conversations were short. It was mostly, "I was cool," and "Did you eat?" But Elijah never complained. He was the quiet type. The type who kept his head down, did his homework, walked to school with headphones, and smiled politely at the world. Anime was his escape, football was his joy, tech was his dream, and hope to own his startup one day and build something that mattered. Then in year 10, Elijah met Darren, Jamal, and Tyrell. They were the loud ones, the cool ones with the swag, the ones teachers warned you about. The ones who always had jokes, charm, and confidence Elijah admired in silence. They even gave him a nickname, EJ. They made him laugh and made him sing for the first time. And for a boy raised in silence, that meant everything to him. But this friendship came with a baggage. After school one day, they dared each other to steal candy from a corner shop. Elijah felt uneasy, but he just laughed nervously as the boys went into the shop and ran out with pockets full of Haribo and Skittles. Then they instantly saw Elijah's nervousness. "Bro, chill," Jamal laughed, tossing him a bag. "It's just sweets, nothing that serious." Even though Elijah did not join them in stealing the candy, he ate from it. He thought about it that night and how uneasy he felt about their actions. But he stayed and continued the friendship. Elijah said to himself, "They are just having fun and not harming anyone." That was the first incident where Elijah didn't say no when he could have walked away. Many other incidents occurred, and even though Elijah was not directly involved, he still continued to hang out with the boys, and everyone in school and around knew them together as friends. By college, Elijah had become one of the guys, not the wild one, not the ringleader, just the safe one, who just did whatever his friends want with no questions asked. It was the quiet drive and the one who you would describe as the loyal friend. Academically, Elijah was sound and one of the best in his department, and his parents were proud of him. So for his 18th birthday, Elijah's parents gave him a used Volkswagen Golf. "You've made us such proud parents," his dad said. Even though there wasn't a great communication between them, his dad felt so emotional at that moment and his eyes were full of tears for the first time. Elijah was quick to tell his friends about his new gift, and they were so excited about the car. Then Jamal grinned and said, "My guy, you're officially our Uber now." A few weeks after the car gift, Elijah's friends started asking him for help with deliveries of small bags at odd hours to clients. As always, Elijah didn't ask questions, and they always compensated him with cash for petrol. Elijah knew something was shady about the deliveries, but told himself it's probably just weed. But it's not my business. The deliveries kept coming. Tyrell once left something in the back seat, a duffel bag for him to deliver. It smelled strong and Elijah knew instantly what it was. But he took it out and just left it by the door at the delivery point without saying anything. Elijah knew it was becoming more and more dangerous, but he was more concerned about losing his friendship with the boys. The fear in him was louder than his conscience, but he kept convincing himself, "I didn't touch anything, I'm just the driver." One night, he summoned up courage to confront his friends about the substance he was transporting for them. After one of the packages burst open on the back seat of his car. "I'm done," Elijah said, "and this does not feel good." Jamal was angry at Elijah's outburst that he almost started a fight with Elijah. Darren was quick to step in between both guys and said, "Relax, bro. It's nothing mad. You're not touching it. We trust you and we won't do anything to get you in trouble, bro." And Elijah thought about it for a minute and still he didn't walk away. He just went to clean up his car and everyone moved past the issue as if nothing happened. It was supposed to be a chilled Saturday. Tyrell called, "Yo, EJ, we need a quick ride to this dreary place. We will be in and out in 5 minutes, tops." As usual, no questions asked. Elijah picked his friends up, then drove to East London. He was asked to park directly outside the store. So Jamal, Tyrell, and Darren walked into the store laughing, leaving Elijah in the car. To Elijah, everything felt normal until it wasn't. 10 minutes passed. Then suddenly there was screams and people running out of the store. Darren ran out first and Tyrell stumbled out also in shock, screaming, "Why did you use the knife, Jamal?" Then Jamal followed, covered in red, with a bag that clinked like broken glass, and he was holding a knife. Darren backed at Elijah. "Drive, bro, now." But Elijah froze as everything was happening so fast, and it was already too late as the sirens had surrounded them. Police swarmed the car. "Get down from the car and hands up now." And at that point, everything in Elijah's world went black. At the station, Elijah cried, "I didn't go in. I didn't know they were robbing the place. I was just asked to bring them there and wait." But the evidence was louder than his words. CCTV showed him as the getaway driver, Receipts showed his name tied to previous deliveries. At this point, it did not matter that he never held a weapon, never wore a mask, never stole a thing. His silence was his permission, and permission has consequences. Tyrell and Darren had priors, 12 years each. Jamal got 20 years for attempt to commit. Tyrell also confessed that Elijah didn't know what was going on. Elijah got 3 years, eligible for parole in 18 months. At sentencing, his mother wept uncontrollably. His father just sat there heartbroken, questioning what they could have done differently. Prison was everything they said it was: loud, cold, and brutal. Elijah spent nights staring at the ceiling, questioning every moment, every ignored warning, and every moment of silence. A prison counselor once asked, "What's your biggest regret?" Elijah whispered, "That I didn't do anything and I had the chance to walk away, but I didn't." The counselor paused and said, "Son, sometimes that's the problem." 2 years later, Elijah was out trying to pick back the pieces of his life. He knew he now had a bad record and it was going to be difficult to put back his life on track, but he was willing to try. With the help of his parents, he got a job, enrolled back in school to start again. Then he took each day as it came. He was invited to a youth conference where he stood in front of 400 teenagers to speak his truth. "I never said yes to crime," he began. "I never wanted to hurt anyone. I had the chance to stop the crime, but also never stop the people who did it." He paused, looking across the silent room. "I laughed when they joked. I drove when they asked. I stayed when I should have left. And now I carry the guilt every day, still trying to forgive myself." He stepped forward and said, "Silence is not innocence. And friends, real friends, don't put you in the position where you lose it all." This isn't a story about a criminal. It's a story about a good boy who was too afraid to say no. A boy who let fear of losing people cost him everything. You may never rob a store. You may never touch drugs. But you might stay quiet when you should speak up against evil. You might laugh at their jokes when deep down your heart says stop. Elijah's story reminds us that silence is not innocence, and real friends would never put you in the position to lose everything you have worked for. So ask yourself this week, what would my silence cost me? If the story touched you, share it with friends, like this video, and subscribe so that you never miss our Friday drops. And if you've missed my past stories, don't forget to check out the playlist on my channel to catch up. Let this week be the week you walk away from what feels wrong and choose the kind of friends who protect your peace. I'll see you next Friday. Stay wise, stay strong, and God bless.